It's Badminton World, the show that brings you all things badminton from the four corners of the globe. In the next 30 minutes, we focus on the quest for life after badminton, with a man credited with the emergence of a new breed of champions. And we profile a musically inclined shuttler equally adept with the racket and the guitar. And of course, the latest world rankings and results from one of the most lucrative events in the world of badminton. One of the biggest challenges for a badminton champion upon calling it a day is recalibrating his or her position in society, mentally and physically. Most would go for the natural option by turning to coaching. This will enable them to remain in the ecosystem that earned them fame, prestige and in most cases titles. We take a look at two ex-players creating an impact in the coaching world. Pullela Gopichan is an Indian legend, the biggest name to emerge from India since Prakash Padukone. In negotiating life after playing, Gopichan is driven by a new philosophy. As a player, he was only interested in his game. As a coach, in contrast, he has to look at the bigger picture.
As a player, it was I was one of the players who would really stay to myself and really focus on my game. And whatever else was happening around was really not my botheration. So it would be very simple in the sense for rest, for food, for practice. Everything depended on whether it would improve my game. So it was like a single-pointed thing. Well, as on today's date, I think things are different because when you have so many young players playing under you, you have to take care of many aspects of their.
Gopichan, who also runs an academy in Hyderabad, realizes his decisions could make or break a career. So as a coach, he has embraced the true spirit of sharing.
I think and you have to also change your thinking with the times and you have to always be alert. Yes, I am one who's bold in whether it's been my playing career or my coaching career. It's always been decisions which I've taken which have benefited in a lot of ways, but have been bold decisions which I've taken. And as today, I would say some of the decisions are taken with a lot more care, so that it's the case of many youngsters, and I want to ensure that whatever knowledge I have and whatever experience I have, I'm really careful with that when I make decisions regarding my students.
Gopichan opted for coaching after a chat with a friend who offered words of wisdom. Take up a career in the media or become an administrator without having to carry the country's weight of expectation. Or take up the challenge of shaping the future of Indian badminton, come what may.
There are going to be a lot of people who will say a lot of things, but you will have to decide whether you want to do it in spite of them. And I'm happy and glad that I've chose this path.
Thanks to his years as a player, Gopichan possesses the technical know-how in running his academy in Hyderabad.
So all of those experiences basically trying to ensure that the players learn from the mistakes which I have done, and also the players benefit from the things which I have done. So basically transferring what I have experienced in my life into the players.
Beneficiaries of Gopichan's training methods remain indebted to the former All England champion.
You know, I can say whatever I've reached, whatever level I've reached in badminton I can give all the credit to him. He's worked very hard on me, and whatever success India is, showing right now, whatever talent India is showing right now, so many number of players are doing really well. All the credit goes to Gopi. He's worked really hard on everyone. He's put India in the world stage, in the world map in badminton.
And it has been a wonderful experience for me as a player, because you get to learn a lot from him, because he keeps himself in our position. Like whatever situations we are going through, he's been through those situations before as well. So he is a very good, he guides us in the right direction basically.
I've been a student of him, and till here I've come because of him, and I'm into top 20. Now I'm world ranked 17, And I'm very thankful to him because of him I'm here.
Does Gopichan wield the big stick?
He's a strict coach. He's a strict coach. I mean, yeah, if you're wrong, he's going to scold us, and he encourages us as well. You know.
But for all his court craft and finesse on the badminton court, Gopichan, an economics graduate, could have earned his livelihood elsewhere.
I think the options weren't many really, because it was either I play sport or I would have been a software engineer like so many other Indian people are.
His coaching credentials have been enhanced thanks to Saina's Olympic medal in 2012.
We looked far from doing it years ago. If I were to tell this about 5 years ago, they would say it was a joke. And today, yeah, we're looking positive. So the medal at the Olympics was important from a country's point.
How does he regard his All-England title in 2001?
The most important thing. Yes, their medals at the Commonwealth Games as a team championship, those are very important as well. But if I were to look at my career, I think that 2001 All-England would stand out.
Badminton. No sport comes close.
Nama saya Golwin dari Malaysia. Saya nak tunjuk apa yang ada dalam beg saya. Ada sotong. Tak adalah, kitchen sajalah. Ni 2 botol air saja. Air selalu ada. Okay. Dengan ni tape untuk kaki saya. Okay. Ini lah snacks. Snack tu apa? Biskut saja. Biskut. Dengan skipping rope. Dengan TheraBand untuk training. Dan ini saya ada...
You ada berapa raket?
4 batang raket so far. Sebab dah crack, saya belum ambil lagi.
Selalunya dalam beg ada berapa raket?
5-6. Dengan grip yang saya untuk balut raket.
Coming up next, we turn back the clock to May 1992 for the historic Thomas Cup win for Malaysia.
Hi, I am Pulala Gopichan, and you're watching Badminton World.
A nation turned euphoric at 12:36 a.m. on May 17, 1992, as the Thomas Cup returned to Kuala Lumpur after a 25-year wait, following Rexy Manaiki's poor return that hit the net from Suben Kiang's smash in the second doubles. That match-winning point, courtesy of Ben Kiang and his partner Chesung Kit, a veteran of 3 previous Thomas Cup final rounds, came about after one of the most heart-stopping matches in Thomas Cup history. The battle swung back and forth until way past midnight when Ben Kiang delivered the victory point. Players and officials stormed onto the court and cried uncontrollably as Malaysia laid their hands on the silver cup for only the 5th time. A jubilant Sun Kit, only 24 then, was hoisted shoulder high by an exultant crowd, a moment that he will cherish forever.
It's very unbelievable. We did it, finally did it, after, I think after 6 years. So, it just we cannot, don't know, the segment is too great. It only boiled down to us when, after all the celebration, then we finally managed to take a bar, settle down, then we come to we really won the cup. So it's a very unforgettable experience for me.
4 years of hard work in executing the Thomas Cup, Uber Cup, Olympic Games, TUO project bore fruition. A vision that was laid down by BAM President Tan Sri Elias Omar, the idea of employing Chinese coaches to monitor a long-term program worked wonders.
I thought they were good coaches, you know. They were strict disciplinarian too, and they were good tacticians. And they were good players. We took coaches who were good players themselves, like Yang Yang. You know, I brought Yang to not so much to coach Rashid, but to spar with him.
And it paid off when Rashid set the tone in the final, beating Ardi Wiranata in the first singles over 3 games. But his elder brothers, Razif and Jalani, went down to their Indonesian foes, Eddie Hartono and Gunawan. Foo Kok Keong tipped the scales again when he beat Alan Budi Kusuma in straight set. He had never beaten Alan before this. Stadium Negara reverberated. The Kapaste crowd knew the second doubles would decide the final, since Kwan Yok Meng was not expected to beat Joko Supriyanto in the third singles. Then came Sun Kit and Beng Kiang. That historic night created a huge impression on everybody, from the younger set of players to the young boy in the streets.
That's the thing, actually sparkled me actually to start to play badminton, and seeing the legends, playing, the smashing, all these, powerful skills they have, So, makes sparkle my interest actually to play.
92, I was a backup player, but I find the environment during that time is so different, compared to right now, Even the players, they are so hungry for to win, so I find it is hopefully one day we can be like that again. We are so proud, We are even I watch them play, I feel like okay, one day I want to be like them also. So that kind of thing is motivate us.
The biggest lesson of all was that the glorious 1992 victory signaled endless possibilities for a team backed by the public. Badminton is where Malaysia is termed as a world-class nation, and supported by a badminton-loving population of 28 million, the possibilities of the present generation to emulate the class of 1992 is definitely endless.
Badminton. No sport comes close.
One of Pullela Gopichand's contemporary as a player was Denmark's Kenneth Jonassen. Like Gopichand, Jonassen has made the smooth transition into the world of coaching, bringing with him the strong work ethics he was known for throughout his career. The 2-time Olympian and former European champion spent 3 years coaching the English team before being lured back to Denmark recently. But he is keen to continue developing as a coach.
Coming off as a player, you think you know a lot, but you don't. It's so different because you have to deal with different personalities, how people deal with issues, deal with problems, the mental side of partnerships, and it's just been a great learning experience. And I'm still at the very beginning stage of it. I feel there's so much more to learn.
The 39-year-old is driven by his desire to help his charges maximize their potential.
I think I'm trying to bring that you need to keep developing as a player. It's not enough to be good at one thing, you need to be a very rounded player. So it's the inspiration that even though you're good, you still want to improve because you want to make sure that you're also one of the best in the future. And so it's never too late to learn, you got to keep pushing on.
Jonassen is intent on developing his own coaching style while empowering his charges to learn to chart their own course.
But I also find it's very important that you find your own style, what works for you, for my personality. And I try to individualize my coaching a lot to each player, to understand their personalities and not just do the same with everybody. And then I'm a very demanding coach. But in terms of I want my players to run the program, not me to run it all the time.
A player who has benefited from Jonassen's coaching is England's Rajiv Youssef.
Yeah, obviously he was a very good ex-player. So when I found out he was coming to England, I was very excited. And I thought I could learn a lot from him. And yeah, he's come in and I think my game has improved a lot since he's come here. I did very well in some big tournaments. So, I mean, the first week he came, I think I won the US Open. So you can see the improvements kind of straight away. And yeah, I mean, it's good for me because he can also still practice to a high level with me in England. So yeah, I get the good coaching off court and also on court as well.
Jonassen can be quite a strict taskmaster too.
Yeah, he can be. I think he wants you to work as hard as you can and push you to your limits. So I think being an ex-player himself, he knows that you can always be pushed a little bit further. So I think, yeah, he is quite hard, but I think you also need to be pushed hard as well.
Now that Jonathan is back in his native Denmark, we can expect the Danes to enjoy the fruits of his labour.
Badminton. No sport comes close.
Coming up on Badminton World, the Axiata Cup, the victors and the vanquished.
Hi, my name is Kenneth Jonassen. You're watching Badminton World.
Welcome back to Badminton World. After almost 2 weeks of intense and exciting badminton action, Malaysia bagged the Axiata Cup 2013, inspired by the presence of world #1 Lee Chong Wei in the final, as the hosts defeated Thailand 3-1 to pocket the $400,000 prize money. In what was his first match as a first-time father, 30-year-old Chong Wei crushed Tanongsak Sensumbun Sok 21-12, 21-18 before his home crowd. And the crucial first point inspired his teammates, mixed doubles Chan Peng Soon, Goh Liu Ying, and men's doubles Koo Kian Kiat, Tan Boon Hyung to deliver the points at the Kuala Lumpur Badminton Stadium. The Asia All-Star beat Indonesia 3-1 for third place. The Axiata Cup, badminton's richest team championship event, which offers a total of $1 million in prize money, kicked off with a preliminary stage in Surabaya and Kuala Lumpur. Indonesia topped the preliminaries in Surabaya, beating Vietnam and Singapore, both with similar 4-0 margins before they were held to a 2-2 draw by Malaysia and the Asia All-Stars. Eventual champions Malaysia impressed in the 4-0 win over the Philippines, but found Indonesia and the Thais tough nuts to crack as they drew 2-2 before making short work of Europe in Surabaya. Preliminary round 2 saw Malaysia beating Asia All-Stars 3-1, while Thailand sent Europe packing to earn a ticket to the semis along with Indonesia. In the last 4, Malaysia again were pitted against Asia All-Stars, and a repeat performance earned them a 3-0 victory and a place in the final. Indonesia meanwhile succumbed to the Thais, as Ratchanok Intanon was in her element as she defeated Linda Weni Fenetri and led her team to a win.
Badminton. No sport comes close.
Now let's take a peek at the world rankings so far. Despite the shock defeat for Lee Chong Wei in the Australian Open GP Gold to China's Tian Hao Wei, the Malaysian ace remains firmly on top of the men's singles, with Hong Kong's Hu Yun the only newcomer in the top 5. As Chen Long Du Pengyu and Indonesia's Sonny Dwi Kunchoro at number 2, 3 and 4 respectively. The top 5 in the women's singles again remain unchanged, with Li Zuri of China on top. The men's doubles section is still dominated by Danish pair Matthias Bo and Karsten Mogensen. In the women's doubles, the top 5 remains the same, with Wang Xiaoli and Yu Yang holding on to number 1. The same goes in the mixed doubles, with China's Zhu Chen and Ma Jin firmly at the top. For more information, you can visit the BWF official website. It's now time to profile one of the darlings of Indonesia. She fell in love with the game at the age of 5, got herself enrolled into one of the best badminton schools before getting her big break at the age of 14. Today, Gracia Poli is a member of the BWF Athletes Commission. Born in Jakarta on August 11, 1987, Gracia, the third child among 5 siblings, lived in Indonesia's bustling capital until the family had to uproot themselves to Manado following the sad demise of her father Willie when she was only 2. A year after picking up the racket at the age of 5, she became a champion in a small tournament.
I started to play badminton since I was 5 years old, and then I just love doing it. And also because of my parents and my siblings are playing a badminton player, some of them, so I just like, you know, like as a children, you know, I just play, and then finally I became loving it, love to play badminton.
Noticing her daughter's potential to go far, Gracia's mother, Evie Pakasi, knew there was only one place to turn her daughter's dreams into a reality. Jakarta was the hub of many things. Only there, Gracia could be given the opportunity to blossom.
When I was 8 years old, my mom was asking about what do you want to do with your life. And by the time that do you want to continue your, do you want to go to your school, in the education, or do you want to play sport like badminton? So I just say, okay, I wanna play badminton for my life.
By the time she was 8, Gracia was enrolled into one of Jakarta's best-known academies, Jaya Raya, which proudly count Olympic champions Alan Budi Kusuma, Susi Susanti and Chandra Wijaya among their products. Susi, who won gold in the Barcelona Olympics, remains Gracia's source of inspiration.
I like Susi Susanti. When I know her in person, I become like her because in the her personal life is very disciplined, and he shared about her life when how to become a champion, how to become how to become a great person. Yeah, so I love her.
So how does Gracia describe herself outside the court?
I am an easygoing person. And I love people. I love people. So you can say, maybe they can say I'm a people person. So I just like to hang out with them and like to help others, to love others.
Badminton has enabled her to travel the world, and one of her favorite destinations?
It would be Switzerland. Because I don't know, I just love it. I just love Switzerland because I know I found peace there when not so crowded as like Jakarta, like big city.
Indonesia, though, is where her heart is when it comes to plying her trade.
Because I love the crowd. I love how Indonesian cheering us. I think you can ask the other players, they would love Indonesia when they play in Indonesia because the crowded are different. The supporters, it's totally different when you play in Indonesia.
Despite her busy schedule, Gracia loves to touch base with her fans thanks to the advent of the social media.
Yeah, thank God for Twitter, because because of Twitter, for the social media, me and my fans, I can connect each other, and I just of course I don't have time to manage to reply one by one, but I read what they're saying. I read what they want to talk with me. Yeah, I appreciate all the followers. I appreciate all the fans who love me and who stand with me until this far.
In coming to grips with the game on an international platform, Gracia has a hobby to take her mind away from the daily grind. If she's not holding a racket, Gracia is likely to be found strumming the guitar. Her passion for music equals her passion for badminton.
Outside, I like to listen to music. I like to play music in some instrument. I like to chill with my friends. I like to read book. I like to dive.
So just how good is Gracia with the guitar? Well, you're about to find out. Here she is with an exclusive unplugged performance just for Badminton World.
This is what I do aside of badminton, and this is all I will sing, even though I'm not good at singing, but I will sing for you, for my fans, especially for my fans. Okay, here we go.